watch on the hot seat with Carla and myself. We've got the co-licensee, Keita Deming, as well as the event coordinator, social media specialist and writer, Annalise Kandasamy. Welcome. And they're here to talk about TEDx. First of all, I don't know who wants to go first. What is TEDx?
So TEDx is a sub-brand of TED.com. So TED stands for Technology, Entertainment, Design. It was started 30 years ago in California as a conference around ideas worth spreading. And in those days, it was specifically around technology, entertainment, design. A few years ago, it was taken over by Chris Anderson, who's now the curator, and he really modeled bringing those talks online, and it's become a sort of social media sensation, and everybody loves the TED format in their 18-minute talks. And what they do is they bring leading people in their industry and they give the talks of their lives. So it's almost like if you were to die tomorrow, what's the talk that you would give? And he's asked that, and it's been a really transformative, powerful platform for about ideas worth spreading around the world, and TEDx is just an independently, locally organized version of that. So we are licensed by TED to do Trini-style TED Talks.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I look at TED.com quite frequently, and I like the fact that this talks about different subjects, actually, like courage and certain thought-provoking topics that dare people to release and give opinions and share their views. Julien Lucky gave an excellent performance. I mean, there's so many different variations of the different speakers that you have had. How has it been for you moving in this direction? You're embarking on your 5th year right here in Trinidad and Tobago. How is that? Because the culture is quite different to, say, California, but the thoughts are still the same.
Yeah. So just before you even start, I'm happy that you say that you love TED.com, because actually 2 talks from TEDxPortofSpain within our 5 years are actually on TED.com. So we have Afro Rayman, the 3 myths of corruption, which is actually, he's almost at 760,000 views worldwide. And it's probably more than that if you take YouTube into consideration as well. And the second talk that we have is Mark Rayman, which is actually out of the 1st year of TEDxPortofSpain. So this is really huge that 2 talks made it to the global stage.
And because globally 1% of TEDx talks around the world have been made it to TED.com, and we've gotten 2 in our 5 years. So as a region, we've done really well in the Caribbean, and we've done really well internationally as an event. So it is exciting to be bringing and be part of TEDxPortofSpain in Trinidad, for sure.
Now, what was challenging for you bringing it to the forefront right here in Port of Spain?
How was that connection made?
So I did a TEDx event at University Abroad, and I just decided this needs to happen in Trinidad and Tobago. So when I finished school, I came back and I applied for the license. And then I looked around for people who I thought would be forward-thinking people, like Annalise, and honestly, it was just a lot of work. The first year we partnered with Above Group, which at the time and it's still a branding agency, and they really helped us with the branding side and getting the message out there. And we did a lot of speaker curation. Since then, we've grown, and it's become an interesting mix of supporters who are private sector and volunteer supporters who really believe in, if we change the thinking, we can change the outcomes that we tend to see in Trinidad and Tobago. So
and like speaking about volunteers as well, I mean, over the last 5 years, we've had over 10,000 hours of volunteer hours, actually. So efforts from persons on our team, as well as persons who just come on the day to help, as well as, something as maybe probably just helping with the stage. So that's really important, and it speaks to the power of volunteering and to the power of people believing in Trinidad and Trinidadians as well.
And I think another big challenge has been getting support from private sector, because we get a lot of things that this doesn't align with the company's mission or the company's vision. It doesn't, and we don't understand that, because TEDx is supposed to be about innovative ideas, and we see it as a professional development conference. So if I get you to think differently or change your perspective, you take that back into your organization. But organizations don't, the connection is a little bit too fast still. So we still have issues of what is sponsored is still, when I look at the companies we've approached and what they sponsor versus what we're offering, there seems to be a massive disconnect. So that's a big issue. But locally, we have a lot of support. People really like our events. Our conferences, people leave our conferences feeling like they'll never be the same again.
Empowered.
There's like, for example, I remember Nzinga did a talk, and she did a talk where she talked about her experience of being raped, and she journaled it. And the whole, like, the audience, I was in the backstage, and the audience was, people came out in tears. And then people talked about how transformative that was for us. And that's what we try to do every year. Every year we try to get people who are leading in the industry, and we ask them to give that talk of their life. And then we try to give that really personal story. So we do both ends of that spectrum, and we really work hard at making sure that we get a full spectrum of show where you walk away with new knowledge, you walk away with interesting stories that change your perspectives.
You know, that depth of really awakening consciousness, awakening self, pushing the thoughts to the forefront to invoke change is maybe what makes people a little uncomfortable, because now you've heightened their sense of awareness. I dare say maybe that's part of the detachment, but let's attach what is working and who is joining on, and how does one even register?
Yeah, so everything to register, you just go on our line on our website, TEDxPortofSpain.com. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, we're on it. The first year, the theme was changing conversations. The second year, the theme was courage. Third year, we did doing, undoing, redoing. Doing, I can't remember, we did connecting, and then doing, undoing, redoing, and then this year it's off record. Each year, we're trying to push the envelope in how people are thinking. So this year we thought, and it happens to be an election year as well, but you know, people say, like, we don't talk about that. That not worth it to talk about. We say no. Those are exactly the conversations that we need to talk about. And there are lots of them, from government conversations to how we deal with rights within the organizations, how we deal with fair pay, living wage issues. Like, there are all kinds of issues. You just talked about trauma centers in your last segment. We have all kinds of conversations that are off record that need to be brought on record. So I think we need to decide as a country, if we're serious about these conversations, we are determined to push the boundary. Whether companies come on board is really irrelevant to us. We're going to keep doing our work, and we're not going to go settle for the lowest common denominator. We're going to go for, like, we think Trinidad could be 10 years ahead of where it is, and we want to set the stage from 10 years ahead, and everybody else can come and catch up. That's kind of our attitude. And if you don't want to catch up, then sit on the sidelines and watch.
Love it.
And there's an event
Wednesday.
On Wednesday.
So we have two events. Wednesday we have a salon.
Right, and that's at Big Back.
Big Back Box.
and people might be asking, what is a salon?
Okay.
Okay, so
Not where you go to get a hair done.
no, it's not.
Think
It's a
of
different salon.
like a coffee shop or a tea shop, like a Peruvian cafe.
Yeah.
So it really focuses on conversation and dialogue, and it's like a mini snippet of the major TEDx event. This time, because we're doing that theme off record, the theme for the salons are taboo conversations. So we did one on death and dying with dignity. What was the other one we did? I can't remember the third one. This one is going to be off record, things that you've written that you've never shared before. So it could be things you wrote as kids, poems, love letters. It could be monologues, anything like that. We've had quite a few people sign up, and it's going to be, that's going to be an exciting one, but it's all a lead up to October 14th, which will be the main conference, Queen's Hall. We need to sell that space out. Last year we had 400 people. This year we're hoping to hit 6. So go on the website, sign up. Tickets are available online.
Yeah, tickets are presently $400.
Yeah.
$200 for students. And yeah, so you can go online to our website, even on Facebook. We have the link on Facebook to get tickets and information. You can get tickets offline as well, so not only online. So we have tickets available at Nick's Picks, which is in Marval, as well as CrossFit, which is located on Murray Street, there, and as well as Garden Life, which is St. Augustine.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited, and I hope to be there.
Great.
On
We're happy to
October
have you.
14th. I don't know if I'll make the salon chat. Not
Yeah,
to
it's
be
on it's
confused with
Wednesday
the
at 7.
hairstyles,
No.
But,
Think Peruvian cafe.
yeah, I hope I'll be there, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Again, give the two dates again, please?
Wednesday.
Okay, so this Wednesday, we have our Salon Taboo Conversations at Big Black Box, starting at 7 p.m. And the main conference, TEDxPortofSpain, which is off record, is the theme this year.
Is there a fee for the salon?
$40.
$40. Okay, good.
Yeah, that's on October 14th.
Before
And
we,
anyone could come.
anybody
and
can come. You just come.
express themselves. And
You just show up at Big Box around 7 and enjoy the day. And then for the conference, you need to buy your tickets online or before offline. You need to register offline because of the amount of people we're dealing with. The general admission tickets, they end September 18th. They're going to be $500 up until the day before the conference.
And we've come to the end of the interview.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But we very much enjoyed having these conversations, and
Thanks for
much
having us.
blessings of success for TEDx
Port of
Port
Spain.
of Spain. Yeah, we will be right back.
Thank you.